Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to JWF Monday Night Ignition. I'm your host, Silver Spoon, joined as always by the man who certainly got some cash in the bag. It's Captain Tibbs.
That's right, Sells, and who told you that? I need some names.
You own the...
You need to tell me right now, Sells. This is a matter of life or death. Who's told me I got cash in the bag?
You own the company, Tibbs. It shouldn't shock anyone that you have cash in any bag.
Stop asking questions, Sills. This is for your own good.
Well, this is starting off with a weird energy this week, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, there was some very weird, awkward energy going around the JWF arena last week. Because, of course, Tibbs, you made that amazing proclamation that at this year's Cash in the Bag pay-per-view, there's not going to be just one ladder match, but two. Two briefcases up for grabs, the singles briefcase, and then, of course, the JWF Tag Team Cash in the Bag match, which, of course, is going to feature the VWO, Bananas in Pajamas, two teams that are going to be in action later tonight, and then, of course, the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys, some men who, Tibbs, let's be honest, you know they will be doing anything to get those titles back.
Of course, Sills, I thought that it's time for our tag teams to finally get their foot in the game and to finally feel like they're really a part of the Cash in the Bag story. And I thought, you know what? Nobody's ever gonna beat this. This is gonna be the biggest Cash in the Bag related announcement that you're gonna hear all week. And then that bastard Vince tried to outdo me, but did he? No, almost.
Congratulations to the pregnant woman. Anyways, Tibbs, let's of course also talk about what happened after you made that announcement. When the team of Titan and the Bone Crusher, the team that are going to be known as the Blockbusters, came out and essentially made a bid for the JWF tag titles right then and there. But the big surprise wasn't that. It was who they aligned themselves with. Their new manager, Lawrence Whitney, a man who, of course, all of our fans of JXT will know to be the former manager of our current champions, the War Wizards. Bizarre times indeed in the JWF tag division, Tibbs.
Of course, Sills. Now, I'm no stranger of your third man just defecting and going against you, becoming a traitor, essentially. So I understand exactly where the War Wizards are at right now and how they feel about Lawrence Whitney.
That's right, and I'm sure they've got some words for Lawrence and, of course, the Blockbusters, and they are in our ring right now. So let's hear what the War Wizards, our JWF Tag Champions, have to say.
So, Titan Towers, Trey Spooky Boys, the Blockbusters, whatever you want to call them, they've come to the JWF. And it seems they have their sights set on our JWF Tag Team titles. And to that I say, boys, bring the biggest fight you've got. Because at JWF Resurrection, the old War Wizard and I went to hell itself in an all-out bar brawl where the only option for victory was to knock our opponents out cold. And we did exactly that. We went into a bar brawl with experts in the field and showed them what the War Wizards are truly made of. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Titan and Bone Crusher, while they've done nothing but flounder down in JXT despite getting opportunity after opportunity, they've done nothing but fail. And they're going to do exactly that up here with the big dogs in the JWF.
And then, of course, there's the issue of Lawrence Whitney, the man that the War Wizards forgot. And the reason we forgot about him was back in JXT, we were exactly like those poor Blockbusters are now. We floundered. We failed! We never got a chance to win the tag titles, no matter how hard we tried. But, unlike the Blockbusters, we had a reason for our failure. And that reason was Lawrence Whitney himself. Lawrence, I want you to hear this good and clear. The minute we got to the main roster and dropped your ass, we won the championships. I don't know how well you know statistics, but to me, that sounds like a direction correction between you and failure and us and success. So I'm going to give you a little bit of advice, Blockbusters. Run. Run as far as you can from Lawrence Whitney. If you're going to get anywhere in this business, you're not going to get anywhere with him. You see, we want to fight. We want to fight from you, and we want to fight with...
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, it's the music of the Blockbusters. But it looks like just Lawrence is coming out. What in the world? Where are the Blockbusters, Tibbs?
It seems like Lawrence just wants to have a heart-to-heart, Sills.
I don't know. I think maybe the War Wizard screaming might have scared him away at this point. Let's hear what Lawrence has to say.
All right. Look, we get it. We've all done this stupid little song and dance before. You're gonna come out here and talk our ear off about how terrible the Blockbusters are when they step into those ropes. You're going to insult me. You're gonna try to get us all riled up and come out here and beat you down before the entire JWF universe, right? It's one of the biggest tropes in this business. We've all seen it before, but the fact of the matter is, the Blockbusters aren't like anything you've ever seen before. They are two dominant forces of nature in that ring, and they aren't going to waste their energy coming down here fighting you for what? For nothing. No, when the Blockbusters get into that ring to face off against you two, it's gonna be for those tag titles around your waists. So you two can come out here and huff and puff and complain all you want, but meanwhile, my boys are going to be doing a very strict training regimen, waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning, running, lifting, doing everything they can to build up their bodies like the beasts they are. Getting ready for the moment that they're going to step in that ring and rip those titles away from you two.
Well, Tim, strong words there from Lawrence Whitney, and I guess he kind of let us all know that's where the Blockbusters they're off training, and I gotta say that might be a wise move from Lawrence. We of course know about the history of the Blockbusters back in JXT, and they have not had a successful run. And I think Lawrence is really putting them on a training regimen that could get them to possibly holding championship gold. What do you think, Tibbs?
That's not a bad strategy, Sills. Increase the discipline, increase strength, increase endurance, as long as they'll be able to bring it to the ring when they come back, you know what I mean?
That's right, Tibbs, and you gotta think, those men have been in that ring working together forever, but sometimes in professional wrestling, all it takes to make a great tag team is take two great wrestlers and put them together. It's two great tastes that taste great together. And Tibbs, that's what we saw exactly last week when the team of Fomo-San and the Hammerman, two rivals, stepped into the ring to face off against Blake Tanner and Hollywood Hulcher. And Tibbs, I don't think they just survived. Those two men thrived in that match.
That's right, Sills. At the pay-per-view, at Resurrection, we saw Fomo-San bring out the best in the Hammerman. The Hammerman that we all thought that we'd forgotten. The Hammerman that the Hammerman himself had forgotten. And to think about that. Think about what could happen if you put this new and resurrected Hammerman in with Fomo-San. This not so much towering individual, but he's very strong. His endurance is unfathomable. And these two, when we put them together, they work fantastic. They made some of the best tag team wrestling I'd seen in a team that had been just hastily put together in one night.
That's right. Respect had been earned between those two men, but of course, who knows how long that is going to last? Because, of course, we know they are two of the men in the Cash in the Bag briefcase match in just a few short weeks. So we have sent one of our top interviewers backstage with Fomo-San and the Hammerman to hear about their great tag team win and, of course, what's to come at Cash in the Bag.
Ladies and gentlemen, Honey Pot Mick, I know you are, but what am I? Backstage here with the team that was successful last week in an effort against Hollywood Hulcher and Blake Tanner. Welcome, Fomo-San and the Hammerman. Now, boys, just a few short weeks ago, you two were hell-bent on ripping each other's throats out. Why the sudden change in attitude?
There is no stronger bond between two men than the bond of blood. And at JWF Resurrection, the Hammerman and I left that blood in the ring. We left sweat, we left tears, we fought with everything we had to best one another in vicious competition. And the Hammerman earned my respect that night. I told him to bring the true Hammerman, none of this ambiance, none of this coming to the ring and with these 5-minute-long entrances. I wanted the true, vicious, masked killer that he is. And he brought exactly that. And I realized in that moment that I could get furious that I lost. I could get angry. I could seek retribution, or I could learn. I could train alongside him. I could become his brother in blood. And lucky for me, the Hammerman seeked that exact same thing.
Well, that is exciting to hear. But, of course, the Cash in the Bag match is later this month, and I want to know something. Both of you men will be fighting for that prestigious briefcase that we know all too well. But there are no friends in the Cash in the Bag match. Are you two prepared to have your friendship tested in such a match?
All right, look. I know what you're trying to do here, and unfortunately, it won't work. FOMO and I already know exactly what we're doing when we step between those ropes in a few weeks. We're gonna do exactly what we did last week, and that's work together as an unstoppable unit. Let the hammer's sun rise on each and every one of our opponents. And when it comes down to just FOMO and I, we'll do exactly what we did at Resurrection. Leave it all in the ring. The blood, the sweat, the pain is all coming out at Cash in the Bag. And when the smoke clears, the best man will have won. Just like he did at Resurrection. Well, Tibbs, a sharp little dagger at the end there from the Hammerman, but it seems that for right now, Fomo-San and the Hammerman are on the same page, and I gotta say, that does not bode well for the other four men in that match.
You're absolutely right, Sills. Oh, seeing this new Hammerman, it's lit a fire under me. It's made me ready to see the future, and I can see it clearly, Sills. And there's gonna be something with the Hammerman's name printed on it before the year's out.
That is right, Tibbs, but you gotta think how the VWO feels about this. The Hammerman's brothers, Griffin and Justin Clouts. I mean, those three men have been an unstoppable unit for so many years here in the JWF. You gotta think that they have to be getting a little bit jealous of this new friend, this new playmate the Hammerman's found.
You know what, Sills? Blood is thicker than water, but sometimes you gotta pick your friends instead of your family.
That's right, but the VWO can't think about this right now because, of course, they are in a match right now against the team known as Bananas and Pajamas. Johnny Bananas, Joey Pajamas, two men that have been very successful in our tag team division in the past. And Tibbs, you got to think this is a match to really earn a little bit of a boost forward into the tag team Cash in the Bag ladder match.
This is an opportunity for the VWO to get back on their feet, as it were. And it's an opportunity for Bananas in Pajamas to try to remember how wrestling works, because they have barely done it in the last year.
That's right, and the bell goes ding, and Griffin and Joey locking up in the center of the ring. Let me tell you something, when Bananas in Pajamas get in the ring, I don't exactly expect normal wrestling, but it looks like Joey's trying it, immediately taking Griffin into a hammerlock, just wrenching on that arm, and you can see Joey is trying to impress here early in this match, Tips. I mean, you gotta think, Bananas in Pajamas, they are former JWF Tag Team Champions. They have been dominant in the past, and at this point, you got to think they just want to prove that they belong in this prestigious match just as much as anybody else.
Well, if they continue with this chain wrestling, if they continue with this technical stuff, then they can probably prove that a lot easier. But they're also going to need to be able to cinch the deal.
That's right, Griffin getting whipped off the ropes. Joey jumps under, ducks under, and then, levels the Vape Master General with a massive clothesline. And you can see Joey is starting to feel it, Tibbs, but unfortunately, it looks like he is feeling it a bit too much, playing to the crowd, getting on the top rope, celebrating. And Tibbs, I gotta think this is going to affect things.
It's too easy to get distracted if that's all you're worried about. Crowd reaction's important, but you can't let it take your attention away from the match at hand, or you're gonna lose.
That's right. You can see how that distraction has helped the VWO as Griffin tags in the eldest member of the Cloud Clan, Justin, who is just an imposing figure of a man, Tim, standing behind Joey and then just grabbing him around the neck and tossing him across the ring. Justin Clouds is treating Joey Pajamas like his own personal doll, Tibbs.
That's the power and the strength of Justin Clouds.
That's right. You see Joey desperately just trying to crawl over to Johnny Bananas, desperate for a tag, but we know the VWO. We know how good they are at cutting off that ring as Justin just tosses him into the turnbuckle and, oh my God, levels him with that massive chop that just radiates through the arena. And then a second, I can feel that all the way out here, Tibbs.
You never underestimate a good chop. I've seen him give men heart attacks.
That's right, and you can see Justin getting that fire behind him, rushing across the ring, going for a big splash, but Joey dodging it at the last minute, trying to rush for that tag. But wait a minute, Justin's got him by the leg, but Joey levels him with a massive enziguri, and at this point, Joey Pajamas knows this is a do or die situation as he crawls for Johnny, but no! Griffin Clouds running across the ring, taking Johnny Bananas off the apron. And let me tell you something, our referee, Shibata, he don't look happy about this, Tibbs.
So that's just a blatant smack in the face of the rules, honestly. But in tag team wrestling, it's all about the synergy. I can't fault the synergy of the move, even if it was underhanded.
That's right, but unfortunately, it looks like Joey's about to get thrown overhanded as Justin picks him up for that beautiful cumulonimbus powerbomb, sending him careening into the mat. I was afraid he was going to break the wooden boards underneath. But it looks like they're not done because Justin tags in Griffin and Tibbs. It might be over for Bananas in Pajamas as Justin flips Joey upside down. Griffin in position to hit the Under Vapor, that move that's won them countless titles in the past, but no! Johnny Bananas rushes in with a big boot that just sends Griffin careening off the apron into that concrete below as Joey reverses that pile driver hold into one of his own. And it looks like Johnny's feeling himself tonight with a beautiful springboard moonsault into the Under Vapor. Bananas in Pajamas using the VWO's own move against him. Joey falling into the pin. 1, 2, last minute, Justin just rolling that shoulder up, but Tibbs, you can tell he is certainly weakened.
It was amazing that he was able to even get his shoulder up in the first place after taking that vicious Under Vapor.
That's right, but Joey knows he can't let up yet, rushing over to tag in Johnny. Meanwhile, Justin tagging in Griffin, and Griffin just walking straight into a lariat from Johnny, and then a second, Johnny Bananas on fire as he tags in Joey for some, beautiful tandem super kick action, taking him down. And it looks like they're not done yet, Tibbs. Joey is calling for something big, picking up Griffin and nailing him with that ripcord knee that sends him into the waiting arms of Johnny. And Tibbs, he's got him. He's getting ready. He's peeling the banana. Sends Griffin's skull into the mat. Both men pile on top of him. 1, 2. Oh my God! Oh my God, Tibbs, it's the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys! The Wild-Eyed Southern Boys just hit the ring like a house of fire, and they're destroying every team in this ring, and Shibata is forced to call for the disqualification. What the hell is this?
I don't know. This is a classic Lockhart tactic, Sills. Never let anybody finish a match. Rush the ring. This is the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys coming out here and disrupting the flow of the JWF, disrupting the tag team division itself because they're not getting what they want.
That's right. You can see Sam Adams just grabbing Johnny Bananas, sending him into the barricade, and these two men are just taking apart the ringside area right now, Tibbs. And unfortunately, it looks like things are about to get worse as Houston Longhorn's right in front of us, Tibbs, dragging Justin Clouds on top of the announce table, and just drives him through it with the cattle drive. Tibbs, Justin Clouds' neck might be broken at this point. We got to get somebody out here.
Yeah, let's get a stretcher right now. We really just need to have an ambulance on call.
That's right. I feel like we're supposed to, like legally.
No, we're in Alabama.
Well, unfortunately, Tibbs, what happened in the ring just now, I gotta say, that was a little preview of what's to come at JWF Cash in the Bag, and let me tell you something, I'm afraid this might be what we see that night. We're gonna see the VWO, Bananas and Pajamas, bringing all of that wrestling prowess, but the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys are going to be bringing destruction, and that could lead to them becoming the first ever tandem Cash in the Bag winners.
The Wild-Eyed Southern Boys have definitely called their shot tonight, Sills, but it might have been a little bit premature if you ask me. Now everybody knows what they're going to be about. Should have waited.
That's right, Tibbs. But of course, we got to think about the other Cash in the Bag match. That match that we talked about earlier that's going to have Fomo-San. It's going to have the Hammerman. It's going to have Blake Tanner, Hollywood Hulcher, and then, of course, the man known as Funky Flossie, Tibbs, a man who was a standout in JXT, came here, he is impressed, but he's yet to have that moment that really pushes him over the edge into superstardom. And Tibbs, I think the Cash in the Bag match is made perfectly for a man like Funky Flossie.
Exactly, Sills. This is the place where people who need that rocket strap, they need that hot shot, they need something that'll just push them straight through the ceiling of the JWF into the hot spot. Someone who deserves it, someone who needs it, and that's what Cash in the Bag's for.
That's right, we have sent one of our top interviewers backstage with Funky Flossie to hear what he has to say about his upcoming match. Let's have a listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don McDonald, backstage here with the master of funk himself, Funky Flossie. Now, Funky, last week you were announced as one of the names in the iconic Cash in the Bag match. I gotta know, how do you feel about going into this prestigious match?
Oh, baby, let me tell you right now, I've watched JWF my whole life. And I've always said that the one thing that Cash in the Bag needs is a little shot of the funk. And I'm on to bring the funk when I go. Oh my God, Tibbs, it's AJ Steele. It's AJ Steele, the sixth man in that Cash in the Bag match, and he is just beating the hell out of Funky Flossie with a steel chair. What the hell's Steele thinking?
I don't know, Sills. I knew it was a mistake adding into this match, but damn it, he's a bastard!
That's right, Tibbs, but he looks absolutely furious. Oh my God, just tossing that steel chair down onto the ground, crushing in the skull of Funky Flossie. You can see the blood pooling on the ground. What is AJ thinking?
Really? Really? He's the one you want to talk to right now? This is the guy you care about, really? No. The only person you need to be interviewing backstage is the man who's going to be winning that match this year. And that's AJ Steele, the man with a body of steel, the CEO of AJ's Dick Pills. they've kept me off TV for months because they're terrified of AJ. They're terrified of me coming out and giving the truth to the JWF audience. You see, there's a conspiracy going on in this company, and it's a conspiracy against AJ Steele and his Truth Brigade. And at Cash in the Bag, AJ Steele is gonna kill the conspiracy.
Oh my God! AJ just punching Funky Flossie in the head. You can see the blood flying onto the walls. And oh my God, Tibbs, he's just deadlifting him up. Look at the strength that AJ Steele's. He just power bombs him into that production box. And oh, massive explosion of sparks coming out of it. Tibbs, we gotta get somebody to check on Funky Flossie. What the hell's going on?
I don't know, Sills. This is not free speech.
Yes, legally, Tibbs, you're having some problematic issues today with your verbiage. I'm just gonna let you know that.
I'm just very passionate.
All right, Tibbs. Well, I guess we're gonna send a medical team to go check on Funky Flossie, but ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I'm not one to apologize for the violence here on this show, but that was absolutely horrifying to see. But of course, Tibbs, we now move on to the main event, which is going to feature the return of the JWF World Heavyweight Champion, Scottye Moore. And of course, we know Scottye last week did not make an appearance here on JWF. What do you mean he's not here again? No. Look, he said he was gonna be at the show. No. Like, I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying he's not here, but he said he was gonna.
Yeah, am I gonna have to fire another Agent Sills?
I don't know, Tibbs, but well, looks like one of our camera crew is on location with Scottye Moore. I don't know what the hell the champ's thinking. Okay, Scottye, you can hear us this time, right? You know you were supposed to be in the arena tonight. You were supposed to be speaking to the people. What's going on?
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. It's just my buddy Tommy here. He owns this amazing bar out in LA. You really should go sometimes. And he said, Scottye, I just gotta celebrate your title win with you. So, you know, he's a gracious man. He flew me out, hired an entire team to get this place sanitized, and just, you know, how can I say no to that kind of hospitality? I am a man of the
Scottye,
people.
you listen to me right now. I know this is new to you and you've never been in the hot seat before, but you're the fucking JWF champion. You're supposed to be in this arena holding that title every night, speaking to the people.
Okay, looky here, Tibbs. I get it. I understand. Oh, no, I'm not there. It's just, you don't understand. I'm trying to be nice here. I mean, you know as well as I do that when the hot Scott comes out to that arena, all the ladies are going to be screaming his names. And then their husbands are going to get jealous. I'm going to have to beat off the husbands in the parking lot. And then the ladies are going to have to beat off me in the trailer after
Hey,
that.
Hot Scott, shut up! You just leave the booking to me and the promotion to Tibbs. You can't just go AWOL with that championship. That championship is part of this company. It's as much of this company as anything or anybody in this building. You are the JWF World Heavyweight Champion. You don't seem to know how important that is. It's got years of history behind it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Years of history of men like Blake Tanner holding this title. Men like Mamoa Curry, but never a man like me, Tibbs. Never a man that looks like me. Never a man that acts like me. Speaking of, how are we liking this look tonight, ladies? Is your champion looking great or what? Oh, I can hear him screaming all the way out here. Look, you see, I am a history-changing kind of champion. I'm the kind of man that this belt just belongs around the waist of. I drink $300 bottles of whiskey, wear $500 leather jackets. Hell, I'm rocking a $600 haircut right now, big man. And I've been in that locker room of yours, Tibbs. I've seen the kind of guys that you got standing back there, guys that come to the arena wearing gym shorts, sneakers, and one of those ugly-ass shirts that you got on sale out at the merch stand. Well, that ain't me. That ain't Scottye Moore. And that ain't what befits a true champion. I told you last week, and I'll tell you again, I'm not stepping foot in that arena until someone who deserves to fight me is standing there.
Scottye Moore, I swear to God, I will strip you of that title if you don't get back here, right?
No, Tibbs. Come on, let me take care of this.
Guy Fieri!
Ladies and gentlemen, looks like Guy Fieri coming out to the ring. I mean, last week he said he wanted to get back on track, and it looks like he's trying to do just that tonight.
Hey, Scottye, I figured I'd come out here in my gym shorts, sneakers, and, well, ugly-ass shirt to ask you a question. You spend all this time complaining about championship material. Are you sure you're not scared that you're not championship material? What? No, I'm not scared of that. Because it seems to me that if you were so sure that you were better than all of us, then you'd stick around this arena and prove it. Seems to me that a champion who's so sure of himself would go out in that ring every single week and fight every single person who comes their way just to prove that they deserve their title. Okay, look, Guy, I get it. I understand. You're jealous. I don't have to prove myself. I'm not like you. I don't have to prove that I'm a champion to you and it seems to me that everything you've been doing these past few weeks isn't the actions of a champion. No, it's the actions of what's that word? Oh yeah, a pussy. What? How dare you speak to the champion like that? You really think you got what it takes, Fieri?
What? Me?
Oh, no, I'm silly old me. I wasn't talking about me. I was just speaking hypothetically. I wasn't trying to... Well, guess what? I'll prove it to you. Haha, yeah, that's right, baby. Next week, Guy Fieri versus Scottye Moore. Mano y mano. Oh, man, just a week to prepare that? I mean, that's not a lot of prep time for me. I mean, can we maybe push it out a week, maybe at the pay-per-view? Oh, no, Fieri. You've dug your own grave, and I'll bury you in it next week. Oh, no, look, you're overreacting right now. Just, look, please don't make it for the championship or anything like that. I've seen what you're like in a title match, and I don't know if I'd be able to survive against that kind of violence. Oh. Okay. I see what you're doing. You think you're trying to trick me, don't you? You think you're real clever, don't you, Fieri? Well, guess what? Next week, Scottye Moore faces Guy Fieri with the JWF Championship on the line. And it's gonna be no holds barred.
Oh my God, it's Tibbs, what in the world? Scottye Moore with that amazing announcement. It looks like next week, JWF Monday Night Ignition, the champ is gonna return and he's putting the title on the line.
That was some of the most beautiful usage of reverse psychology I've ever seen in my life, Silves.
That's right, and you can see that smirk growing on the face of Guy Fieri, especially with it being a no-holds-barred match. You know Guy Fieri can definitely flourish in a match like that when he takes on the champ next week. So,
I can't wait to see it, Silves. Oh, it's gonna be fantastic, and we might have a champion that actually shows up after next week.
That is right, Tibbs, and in addition to that, we are also going to hear from Lawrence Whitney, hear about his break-off from the War Wizards, what led to him leading the team known as Titan Towers. And what? Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I'm getting a notice that Funky Flossie has been taken to a local medical facility, and unfortunately, his injuries seem to be far worse than we had originally planned, so... Tibbs, I gotta say, next week, I think you might have to find a new man for your match.
Ah, damn it. All right. I was really hoping Flossie would get the chance. Oh, that just hurts. That's a little bit of heartbreak right there. All right, I'll have to find a replacement.
All right, Tibbs. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, remember to support the JWF. Donate to our Patreon, patreon.com/AloadofBS. All the funds come to us. And if you donate, you might be brought into JXT, where you could very well become a champion. But Tibbs, we never really focus on it, but hell, Scottye Moore gave us enough of a plug earlier. We got merch. Merch.loadofpurebs.com under the JWF section is where you can get shirts for all your favorite JWF superstars.
Yeah, you buy the shit with my face on it. And the other wrestlers.
That's right, Tibbs. But of course, until next week, until that epic title match clash between Guy Fieri and Scottye Moore, he's been Captain Tibbs. I've been Silver Spoon. This has been JWF Monday Night Ignition, and we will see you next time.